Yo, how are you doing, folks? Welcome back to 4-5. I think it's number 5 of today's recording. Here live from Product Earth 2021. Shout out to the Product Earth crew for giving me this wonderful space and helping me create an environment to interview and talk to some very interesting people from around the cannabis culture. I'm currently now joined by somebody I've been trying to get a hold of for a while. Luckily, she's managed to give me 5 minutes now. Amy from Hempress UK.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm really well, thank you. I'm absolutely loving today. I find it a little bit overwhelming, all the people and all the noise, but I'm beast into it. So yeah, and it's nice to see familiar faces as well from past events.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? Especially after the kind of couple of years that it's like we've had. It's been a bit tough. So to see everyone celebrating and being jovial and in sort of close quarters as well, I think is a wonderful thing to see.
It is, it's beautiful. And I think as well, a lot of people are on the same page and in the same sort of mindset. And I've had a lot of other people say, oh, I'm finding this overwhelming, which is nice to know you're not the only one. So,
yeah, no, definitely. And I think that because of that, it feels a lot less capitalist, a lot less corporate. Obviously, there's big business here, there's business being done, a lot of things being sold. But I feel like people are just wanting to celebrate each other. They want to celebrate the culture, all the things that they've learned over the past 18 months. I mean, we can communicate online and obviously everything else, but there's something about sitting together with each other, especially like last night around the fire and with the campsites and everyone being able to wake up and like cook together and very tribal and communal. It's a wonderful sort of feeling. So one of the things I'm asking people as kind of we're recording this is sort of what led you to Product Earth today? Sort of your I guess a bit of your story and sort of your brand and what led you to be at Product Earth today?
So I started my brand about 3 years ago, and then just being on Instagram and being welcomed into the community, I come across all these different events, Product Earth being one of them, and it was actually originally quite local to me in Peterborough, but the first time I come it was here in 2019. But yeah, it was just seeing it online and seeing the buzz around it, and they'd actually contacted me themselves and asked for me to sort of come and present here. It was something, unfortunately, as a small business at the time, I couldn't afford to do. But it was still nice for them to like reach out. To me, it's like a very small business. So they're very welcoming. And like you say, it's just a completely different feel here. I love that we can all come together, be yourself. You're not looking over your shoulder or any of that. You can just be yourself and enjoy and immerse in all the different products.
Yeah, it's a different world. I mean, I got a little bit in trouble last night at the fireside chat. There was a lot of the Product Earth crew, and I told an anecdote about security searching and removing weed and looking through somebody's bag and then putting the weed back and going, go and get in. But as soon as I saw that on that first year, I was like, I'm home. And yeah, every year I've been, whether it's been Peterborough, Birmingham, whether it's been down here, the guys are really working hard to show the diversity, the multifaceted nature that is cannabis's potential as a plant and as a resource, but the people who are protecting it, who are championing it, who are creating brands and products. So that being said, obviously you produce cosmetics, which I think is something that is happening a lot in the very high commercial sectors, but unfortunately there's not many sort of community-owned businesses like yourself that are really pushing it. Why do you think that is?
I think money is probably one of the main aspects, unfortunately. Even just the cosmetic side of things, you have to do something like a cosmetic assessment, which costs a lot of money on its own. And there's so many different processes you have to go through before you can even legally sell your products. And what I found as well, when you're using CBD, it becomes an even longer process and they want even more money from you because there's more, sort of lab reports, there's more searching you have to do. And because they're not very familiar with the CBD side of it either, these cosmetic assessors, the whole process takes a lot longer. So I think that's probably one of the main problems. Whereas I think if you're already well established or you've got the finances there, that's not such of an issue.
I suppose if you've already got products pre-approved, you know the process, you've paid for licenses, you've got certain patents, you can license patents from others as well, so you don't have to do all the R&D yourself, you don't have to do all in-house production, regulation, and ensuring that you've met every standard and regulation.
Before, you can even show the people your product.
Wow, so again, all respect to you for being able to do that. I mean, I've respected the way you've done this for many years. Even as such a small business, you've supported us at the Durham event. You kindly gave every one of our guests a bath bomb. I've still got a couple left that me and the missus do use. And it's such a wonderful thing because again, it uses the best possible therapeutic use of an isolated product. because it's dermal, so it's for just inflammation on skin and it's external.
Yeah.
So actually, all these people that are kind of going around going, oh, this isolated product internal used to do this. It's like, no, it won't. Whereas actually the cosmetic side of it, I respect because it's kind of genuine to what's actually happening. They're not misrepresenting the science, and I mean that on all levels, from you guys in the grassroots and the real community-led businesses, all the way up to these huge multinational conglomerates, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely. It's like I say, it's a hard space to be in, and it is hard work. But I don't know. It's just I feel like it sounds cheesy, but it's like my destiny. I've always struggled. I did sort of food before this. I worked in like the food industry, and yeah, it wasn't for me. I never felt like I could be myself, which I think then just spills over into every other aspect of your life, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it's just nice to be in a space doing what I love, and just getting the great feedback and people loving it as well. And yeah, I'm grateful that guys like you as well put on these events so that we can showcase it. But still now, I feel like if I was to go to like a local market and set up a stall there, I still feel when you've got like, I want the big hemp leaves, like Ali designed my logo and it's beautiful, and I still get now like people going to shun me straight away because they think,
they see the leaf and they go, oh my God, you're going to attack my children.
Yeah, I know, whereas like you were saying, there's so many different ways to consume it. Like you said, you can lay in a bath, you can apply cream, and there's concentrate. There's just so many different ways now, and I just think education's key, isn't it? And it just keeps spreading the word and ending the stigma.
Yeah, sure. So that being said, then, what would you like to see a Product Earth next year? What would you like to see the industry evolve between now and me sitting here again in 12 months? Or us hopefully sitting here again in 12 months?
I think maybe from my sort of perspective is having an area that's dedicated to small businesses like myself, that we're still working in a small space, we still only have limited resources and finances, but we're still very passionate and the quality goes into what we do. So it would be nice to have a space to share that, among other people as well, all supporting one another. So that's probably more like what I would like to see.
Yeah, for sure. Excellent. Well, I won't keep you too long, because obviously you said I could only have 5 minutes of your time. I will bother you at some point in the not too distant future, obviously,
Yes,
get you for a full length episode.
Yeah, that'd be lovely.
Because again, the experience and the knowledge that you have around like the cosmetics and the nuance of the regulations and what's kind of going on there, I think is a very important piece of the puzzle that I think needs to be.
It's not many people know. When I first started out, it was only because I'm the sort of person I don't like to get in trouble. So it was like, I want to make sure I'm doing it properly. So I research, but I know what it's like when you're passionate about something, you want to make it. You just want to get stuck in, and I think sometimes people are blindsided and you don't see that there's things like ticks in the boxes that you need to complete before you reach that point. And like you say, it's important to educate and let people know so that they're not going to get pulled up or in any sort of trouble and have their products pulled from the shelves, or you just got to have yourself covered.
Excellent. Well, I do hope something can be arranged so there's two Product Earth to do that, because I agree that it's all well and good having these large companies and corporations that are already making money, they're already doing business deals, they're already shaking hands that are going to make them hundreds, thousands, whereas as a small business owner, every sale is feeding you, every sale is helping your children, every sale is paying rent. And this is what, and this is what I think that the larger scale of the industry needs to recognize, that it is from the efforts and the passion of the grassroots and the small companies that have put these things together and risked it and pushed the boat out, that kind of deserve to be as welcomed here and not face this impediment of finances, because often the small business ethics, I'm not saying anything against any big corporations, but I'm saying small business ethics and what we need to see promoted heavily in this industry to keep us going in the right direction. Yeah,
that's how I see it. I always think it's not so much I'm going to make millions from this. I just want to, like you say, be able to look after me and my family, have a roof over our head, see the world. And again, I want to be able to give jobs to other people as well, and then just sort of expand on that level, but still be able to come and be a part of things like this without having to be at that level of money, basically, to be able to afford it.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Guys, do check out Hempress UK on your Facebook and Instagram,
Yeah, I am, the Hempress UK.
Do check it out. All right, folks, if you've enjoyed this, check us out on patreon.com/Simpa Life, all social media platforms at Simpa Life. See you later, folks. Peace.